It's Emil Guillermo. Emil Amok to you. Kind of a sad day. It really is kind of a sad day because the Senate, after looking like maybe it was going to fail, it was slowing down, trying to get the votes, trying to twist some arms last night. This morning they pass that big ugly bill, and it is the big ugly bill. It's not the big beautiful bill like Trump says. And of course, Trump is out there trying to distract us with this alligator Alcatraz thing, which is bad. That's another bad aspect of Trump world. But we'll get into all that today. But first, in the self-serving nature that we are dictated just to follow as the model set by Donald Trump, let me tell you about Emil Amok at the Winnipeg Fringe, where I'm going to be talking about this. Emil Amok at the Winnipeg Fringe in Canada, July 15th through 27th. You know, Donald Trump wants Canada to be the 51st state, and maybe I'm going there as an emissary. Maybe I'm going there to say, hey, you know, maybe you don't want to be a part of the United States, or maybe you do. You're going to have to see the show. Emil Amok, 69, at the Winnipeg Fringe, and there on the screen you have the link to the show, the ticket link to the show. You know, it's pretty reasonable. I mean, if you're in Winnipeg paying Canadian dollars, you say, oh my God, this is pretty cheap. I'm going to go see this guy. But check it out, Emil Amok, 69, at the Winnipeg Fringe, July 16th through the 27th. A fun time, should be had by all. I'm just getting my poutine chops together. Poutine, you know poutine, right? You gotta know poutine. So we are recording. My computer's all screwed up, so I have to use another device. And this device I'm not as keen with. But this is Emil Amok's Takeout number 884. Emil Amok's Takeout. And really, all you can say is the Senate failed us. The Senate has failed us. And I know it's got to go to the House, and there's some questions about, well, is the House going to go through with this? Because this is the legislative form of MAGA, and if it passes by the end of this week, like President Trump wants, it will be the dark sparkler of your July 4th. And I mean that. The dark sparkler of your July 4th? Emil, that's kind of poetic. Yeah, well, this is the big ugly. It's cutting Medicaid, the largest Medicaid cut in America. Now, Medicaid is not just Medicare, or, you know, not just care for the older people in America. It's all poor people. Medicaid is for the poor and indigent. And by cutting Medicaid, about 12 million people are going to be tossed off the rolls. And they're going to be tossed off, not in this passive aggressive way. They're going to be tossed off because the funding is not going to be there. And this is according to the Congressional Budget Office. So the savings by kicking off poor women and families, and by kicking families off of the SNAP program. I didn't realize SNAP is the new name for food stamps. My family was on SNAP. I mean, we needed government assistance. I was on the free lunch program, but you know, there really was no stigma attached to it. Although now the rich are putting a stigma, and now they're kicking people off SNAP. They're saying, "Oh, you're not working hard enough." I know the question that Republicans need to ask is, who's going to pick, you know, your fruits and your vegetables? Who's going to do the jobs no one wants? You wait. You're going to see white people saying, I want those jobs, but you got to pay me $100,000. Wow, $100,000 for fruit pickers because they're white. Well, this is what the big ugly is going to mean to America. What's more is, you know, Donald Trump's talking about, well, we're going to have growth. We're going to have growth because, you know, the rich, we're going to give all these tax breaks to the rich, and they're going to reinvest in jobs in America, right? And that's going to be a good thing, right? Right? It never happened. I mean, that's kind of advanced trickle down coming from Trump, but it's never happened. It's not going to happen now. And here's the thing: even Elon Musk doesn't like what's going on. Elon Musk is saying, "Well, wait a minute, this is, a Porky Pig fest," because he knows pork. I mean, they were horse trading last night in the Senate, and they could only afford to lose 3 votes, and 3 votes were lost. Tillis, Rand Paul, and one other person who I forget right now, but it was another principled Republican saying, we can't do this. Oh, Susan Collins of Maine. But Lisa Murkowski could have been the one to sink it, and she didn't. Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Murkowski is like, saying, what a terrible process this is, but she liked it enough to save the bill and pass it on to the House. What's wrong with Lisa Murkowski? What's wrong with Lisa Murkowski is she was as self-serving as Trump. She just, she got a carve out that she wanted to save some things that she wanted for Alaska, or what was reported is she made it so some exceptions would be made to non-contiguous states like Alaska and Hawaii. So that's a good thing sort of for Filipinos, but because, Filipinos in both Alaska and Hawaii. But these kind of carve-outs, you set the exception and then you carve out to get votes. That is just, well, if people have lost faith in democracy, or if they are losing faith in democracy, it's because of political ploys like that, the carve-outs. Why not carve out poor people? Why not carve out sick people? Because sick people and poor people don't have power. So they're out. They're carved in. They carve out the billionaires, they carve out the rich, they carve out other people like Murkowski who they want to get their votes. They got her vote. And now Murkowski is like, what? Is she trying to pretend she's some kind of heroine because of what she did to save Medicaid cuts in Alaska? I don't know. If people don't like what they're seeing, I don't blame you, right? Yeah, the politicians don't like being duplicitous and being evasive and doing these things that this doesn't look like democracy anymore. Well, America is not going to look like America after the exercise today. Well, it's going to go to the House, and the House is going to try to make things work again, but I doubt it. I mean, there are MAGA folks there. So the sort of weird bright spot is that Elon Musk is saying, if you vote for this, we're going to, because he's now suddenly the Doge guy, he's now on the outs, and even Donald Trump is saying, well, maybe we need Doge to eat, that we need to stick Doge on Elon Musk, which would be kind of interesting. But, so some billionaires don't like it because, this is the largest addition to the tax deficit. I mean, if you're a deficit hawk saying, hey, look, we got to cut spending, we got to think about future generations, and then you still voted for this in the Senate? Oh my God, what kind of credibility do you have? We must protect our future generations. I'm scared of Donald Trump primarying me. I want my job, But if Elon Musk is coming at you, then what? I'm telling you, it's not a good picture. Not a good picture. Trump still may get what he wants, but what would have been better is if people just voted smartly, correctly last November. Because we're here because of the number of people of color. I'm talking about blacks and Hispanics and Asians who said, Trump's not so bad. Trump's not so bad? I mean, if you look at that Pew survey, or Pew Analysis last week, the voter rolls of 2024, released just last week, Trump only won by 1.5%. We wouldn't be talking about this if the Democrats had won. But the Democrats didn't win. Why? Because black men nearly doubled their support for Trump from 2024, from 12% to 21%. Could have been 24, but 12 to 21, that's big. Women, black women doubled their Trump support from 5% to 10%. That was a doubling. Hispanic men went from 39% to 50%, and Hispanic women went from 33% to 46%. Now, a lot of people say, well, these are voters who didn't care. These are voters who aren't paying attention. Yeah, but they voted for the man. And that peel off from the regular block of people of color who vote Democrat, that did it. Oh, Asians. Asians went for Trump. 40%. 40%. That's what Pew said. And it's that scenario that puts us in this situation. Is that a good thing? Well, I don't know. I don't think so. So what kind of America are we going to have on the 4th of July? Trump wants to get the bill to his desk. I hope that the Senate does, or the House rather, does a little more to lessen the deficit and lessen the hurt on regular people. Because right now, rich people are getting it all. Now, for Filipinos out there who are concerned, the remittance tax, because Filipinos, just like other people of color here who send back money to their ancestral homes, there was going to be a remittance tax of about 3.5%. It's down to about 1%, from what I'm able to see. But there's like 1,000 pages of bill in the Senate bill that was passed. It goes to the House. They'll go through it. They'll go to conference. They will go over the things that they don't agree to and try to get it passed by Friday, and then give it to Donald Trump to sign. And they'll say, hey, look at America. What a country, huh? I don't know. Not a country. Why don't they just carve out poor people? Carve out people who will be hurt. No, because that's why they do it to them, because they don't have power. The rich have power. They're carved in. Or they're carved out automatically, right? And carved in, the poor people. People who don't vote. People who don't play money politics. And that is what's going on today. The Senate passed that big ugly bill to the House. And the big ugly bill to the House, we'll see if the House, what it does. But the Senate was the best chance, I think, of trying to reverse some things. The only thing that will work now is if people begin to understand what's going on and they call their member of Congress and say, what the heck's going on? What the heck is going on? All right, we're going to end this. A reminder, Emil Amok at Winnipeg Fringe. Yeah, I'm going to Canada. July 16th through 27th. There's the link. If you're watching me on the screen, there's the link. Go also see my column at Inquirer.net where I talk about Margaret Cho. That had a nice run. People were clicking on that because it's about an Asian, Margaret Cho, who says she wishes she were born a beautiful Filipino. I just talk about that instead of birthright citizenship. How about beauty rights? She wanted beauty rights. Not that there aren't beautiful Korean women. There are beautiful Korean women. The K-poppers, the K-stars, a lot of beautiful Korean women. It's just that it was odd, to see Margaret Cho do her thing in a comedic, satirical way. But as you read the column in Inquirer.net, I was acknowledging that my views had changed because I occasionally do comedy. as a stand-up and doing these one-man shows, it's important to have a sense of humor. Anyway, check out that column. You'll see the link. WinnipegFringe.com. Go to my show, Emil Amok 69, and come see me if you're in Canada, July 16th. Let's eat poutine together. All right. That's it for our show today. Hey, thanks for being here in my truncated, well, it's not really truncated. I'm still next to my gong. It's my conscience. It's my Filipino conscience. I did a show last night. It was weird. It was weird because it was, these mics show up, pop up everywhere. Coffee shops, bars, and places you don't expect. Some places are better than others. This was a weird show. But anyway, if you want to see me and you're in Northern California, I generally am at a place called the Deaf Puppy in Manteca on Wednesday. So check me out there. Check out the Winnipeg Fringe, July 16th through 27th. If you happen to be in Winnipeg, if you're not, I don't think they're streaming, but you might want to go to Canada. Manitoba. Yeah, that almost sounds Filipino. Manitoba. I'm sure it's Indian. The Winnipeg Fringe, Emil Amok 69. There you go. If you're watching, there it is on the screen. Check it out. Check out the tickets. Canada. Nice place. And then I'm going to also do Edmonton. I'm also going to do Vancouver. It's going to be a Canadian summer. All right, so we're ending it here. We like to close with a little meditation, a little loving kindness. And so, I know, loving kindness. Sometimes I lose it. But meditation brings me back. And so, as I wish for me, I wish for you. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Emil Guillermo here. Really. Till next time. Mahal Kita.